Slater. We're at the album release party, flight 777, and we're watching Palm.
Put it on metal. I put it on metal. I put it on metal. I put it on metal. On my head, on my head, on my leg, on my leg, on my head, on my head.
From the underground, tapped in with my man Slater. What's going on, family? One of my favorite artists that I've kind of gotten hip to in the last year, and not only a friend of Palm, but again, I can't stress this enough, one of just my favorite personal people to listen to, man. How you feeling, bro? 777 flight release party.
Yeah, we're 777 up to heaven right now. That's how I'm feeling.
Gang shit. Bro, I'm just really proud of your come up, man. Tell me, how do you think you've grown from your last project, Father, to what you're about to put out tonight?
Father, I would say, has more like, it embraced a little bit more hip hop element to it, but it was kind of more like, to me, it was more of an EP project, more of like a compilation of like ideas I was just trying to kind of formulate, but it wasn't like, it was more just like a, let me throw some stuff out there and see like how I feel about it, like 6 to almost a year down the line, 6 months to a year down the line. But this newest project, I think, personally to me, I feel like it's my most cohesive project, and it's definitely the project I've put the most time into.
Dope, I dig it. So, take me back, man. You come from a musical family. Your dad played in a punk band. You got your brother who does music as well. And it kind of started off for you when, as a kid, you got a guitar for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, so tell me, like, through the upcline, at what point did you, like, really start taking music seriously?
Well, when I was like 9, my dad bought me an electric guitar with an amp out of nowhere. I didn't even ask him for it. And since like through middle school and stuff, like I would play that and I would skate. And it was like, do I want to skate or I want to play guitar? But I was pretty not good at skating. So I was like, I think I'll just go with guitar. And I started playing in bands since I was like 12. Started playing in middle school, started playing with like Wyatt and Fletcher from the Garden. And then from there, just kind of, I ended up doing Slater, and Slater's been a thing since like 2013, so it's been like almost 7 years now, and it's like, it's just been a really slow progression, but like a steady progression, so I'm thankful for that.
Right, and it's crazy you say you don't skate well or about skating, because every time I listen to your music, man, I just want to hop on that board and just cruise, bro.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm trash at skating, but yeah, I'm glad. I try to make music like, you know, that people can like, it's easy listening for people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people from everywhere can listen to it and kind of feel something with it. So I'm glad you can skate with it.
No doubt. So you and your family and also the Garden and their dad, you know, came up in the Orange County punk scene. Today, do you think that local scenes matter as much as an internet presence? Like, let's say if you're from a small town like, I don't know, Boise, Idaho, and you're making music, do you think that you need to rely on a scene, or can you do what you got to do through the internet?
Well, my dad and the twins' dad, my dad was more like with like, kind of more just like traditional rock sound. Their dad was more in the punk scene, but with like growing up and stuff, like when I was younger in bands, like you really needed to like, it was really hard to make yourself big on an online presence because it wasn't really there yet. You kind of had MySpace, but that was kind of crap at the time. But within the past couple of years and stuff, like the internet's really made it so much easier for artists to get a platform and get themselves out there for people to listen to them. But I also do really think it's very good to have a strong core base in your hometown, people that support you. So when people start supporting you on a local level and there's eyes on you there, it slowly starts branching out. And then online, having a good, you know, image online, just good music content and a good character, that'll help you.
Right, exactly. I mean, having a zillion followers is dope until it's time to do a show, and like, you know, you can't fill up a venue like this, but which I know you're gonna do tonight. I know there's gonna be some heads out here. Mm-hmm. Get ready to kill that shit. So, Young Lean, tell me about how he inspired you.
Yeah. Young Lean Doer. With Young Lean, I started listening to Young Lean. My brother, introduced me. Like I remember one time I was like 2014 or 13, and Hurt by Young Lean was playing on his boombox or on his iPhone stereo thing, and I was like, yo, this is sick. So I started listening to Young Lean, and from there, you know, was made aware of like Gravity Boys and all them. Shout out to them, and I think what they're doing is cool. You know, they've locked on to their aesthetic. They found what works for them, and like that's awesome.
Dope. And Hurt by Young Lean is one of my all-time favorite music videos.
Classic.
By the way, man, just being a video game head, that shit really just took it to another level.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Talk about another youngin', Young Thug. How did he inspire you?
Thugger, baby. Young Thug. I first heard Young Thug when Lifestyle came out in 2014, and then
Classic.
from there, man, then it went to Best Friend, With That, Halftime. So from the Barter 6 is when I really started, like, Rich Gang Lifestyle mixtapes, and then to Barter 6 all the way up till now. Like, he's probably my favorite artist and one of my most, he's inspired me in so many ways. And as I gotten more into him, I've also listened to his old mixtapes, like I Came From Nothing and 1017, stuff like that.
Talk about bringing indie and hip-hop together with your style.
Okay, so Indian hip hop. I was listening to indie music since I was like a little kid. I guess, I don't know, maybe I started with like MGMT when I was like 13 or 14, and from there that was kind of like more like surface level stuff, and then it kind of went more in depth, and my music's always just kind of had an indie sound to it, but when I was like introduced into like Young Lean and Young Thug, I was like, whoa, there should be like I want to make I want both, the best of both worlds. Like, I loved rock music, but I had this new love for hip hop, and what's a way I could make it into one thing that's Slater and that's unique and listenable for people.
Absolutely. And one thing, like when we talked before, you touched on was doing that rock and that hip hop vibe together, but not making it corny. Like, how do you manage to do that?
That's I guess just being aware of a lot of artists out there and kind of listening to what in your perspective is, I hate to say corny because I don't want to diss another artist, but like I just take personally what I like and what I don't like, and I'm like, what's the way that I can formulate this to make it uniquely Slater and something that I'm proud of? I can look down the line years from now and be like, okay, I'm still happy with this, I'm content with this, I'm not cringing at this.
Absolutely. Got you, man. So let's talk about costume and style. Wyatt and Fletcher got a hell of a way of dressing. You got a hell of a way of dressing. But since it's tonight and it's all about you, tell me, like, with the leather jacket, like, we get the Grease vibes from it, but like, how did you come up with that swag?
I don't know. I guess like in our circle, it's always kind of influence each other in a sense. Like they influence me. I dressing in a tux tonight, or kind of like a tux, kind of like a businessman suit. It kind of, for me, like I'm trying to hone in on like, for the flight 777, it's supposed to bring a sense of like I'm going overseas, like have my passport, like I'm a businessman. I got bank accounts overseas that I'm dealing with. I got fraudulent activity going on. The feds are on me. Flight 77, get out of here.
International, baby.
Evade the feds.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that, like why the whole airline imagery was all about.
Definitely.
For sure. Okay, so one thing I've always admired about you is that you're an educated man. You finished up college. Tell me, like, any advice for musicians who are balancing their education and their music career?
So, there's three routes. You can either say, I'm not going to do music, I'm going to go the safer route and get an education. You can say, fuck education, I'm going to put everything into music. Or you can do what I did, which was be like, I don't know, I'll just kind of do both. But then once I finished my education, I was like, alright, it's time to go full-fledged and put everything into music right now, because I have a degree and I focus enough energy on that. It's time to focus my energy elsewhere.
I like it. Okay. Do you think your education or prepared you for the music career?
Yes and no. I would say learning like about how to work with venues, how to work with bookers, how to work with other artists and stuff, like that mainly comes from experience and being around it and seeing it, like getting hands-on experience with that, being around people who are working with that all the time. But my degree, I got a degree in communications, that really helped me with like maybe marketing myself and like being to communicate myself better, to get my points across better, so I can help, further myself in the future.
Dope. One act that you called an influence once and you've kind of been compared to is 311. And it's funny because when you brought that up, I'd never heard of them. Then somehow I'm listening to this radio station in Virginia online. Shout out to 96X. I'm listening to them and Amber comes on and I just fall in love with the song. And I'm like, bro, that's totally Slater. And so like, tell me about 311.
I fucked with 311 since I was like a little kid. I always liked Peanut. He's the one who raps and has the high voice. They're from Omaha, Nebraska, which is weird, but they've always sounded like they're from Orange County. That's what always put them in a special place in my heart. Listening to them since I was a little kid, and like my older brother, who's like 40 now, he was like my age when I was a little kid, and he would just put on 311 and stuff like that. And I like their vibe. I like how they mix kind of the rap and rock. It can be very corny sounding. People clown them a lot, but I respect 311. They deserve it.
Shout out to 311.
They've been around for almost 30 years.
Peace to y'all. So, anything else you want to add to the people out there, Slater?
Like motherfucking 777.
Yeah, man. What can we expect on this album?
Well, I would say expect more cohesion. Expect to be taken to a foreign country you've never been to, where you don't know the language, you don't know how the money works, you don't know how the public transportation system works, you're just completely lost. But through that, you find like a whole magical journey and create your own memories that you look back on fondly forever.
I love it. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to go on this journey. This has been Live from the Underground. We're going to watch Slater kill it tonight. And yeah, man, thank you so much for your time. My name is Dylan. Some of y'all might call me Palm. Twitter, Dylan is Palm. Instagram, hashtag PrettyAwesomeLitMusic. PrettyAwesomeLitMusic.com. Y'all know the rest. Slater, where can they find you at?
Instagram, Slater_VV. Twitter, Slater_VV. Facebook, Slater. YouTube on the Vada Vada channel. VV777 for life.
That we out.
How many wishes do I get when I got 666 stuck in my head? How many angels do I get when I got 778 on my head? On my head, on my head, on my head, on my head. I put it on metal. 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 On my head, on my head. When I got 666 tucked in my head, how many angels do I get when I got 778 on my lip? On my head, on my head, on my lip, on my lip, on my head, on my head, on my lip, on my lip. I put it on metal. I put it on metal. I put it on metal.